Hi, it's Brad Hunter back to go through Notebooklm and come up with a bit more help, I hope, with how it works or how it can be used in assisting in a family law case and assisting in collaboration. So let's just go back to where we were before. So I'm going to go to um, sharing my screen with you. And what we're looking at now is the start page for Notebooklm. So once you start using it, it'll have your other files listed at the bottom. This top line is for general ones that anybody can look at. But let's go back to the Pat Fake Fictitious Financial Statements. First of all, I don't like that name, so I want to change the name of it. It's more not so much about Pat Fake, but it's about the fake family. Fake family divorce. So we're into the fake family divorce, and we'll just change the name. You'll see the name changes. So I've talked earlier about the different things such as video overviews. You saw our briefing report. I'm just going to share the mind map on this file, and it's really quite outstanding. So we talk about the fake family separation. It talks about the parties in the chronology, the children. Each one of these dots takes us further, assets and liabilities. Let's talk about the children and see what it can go for. So it tells us there's Riley and there's Quinn. So what does it want to tell us about Riley? So Riley's date of birth, excellent at school, loves playing hockey. For some reason, it's in pounds, 12,000 pounds. The schedule talks about, let's deal a little bit with Quinn, see what it does with Quinn. We've got Quinn's date of birth, his special needs, his therapy, etc. Well, that's pretty interesting. Let's talk about the current issues and arrangements. What are they? Well, issues to address family support, parenting arrangement. What does it say there? So if you like mind maps, it will create one for you. But let's move back to, whoops, I went a little too far back to where we're at. And I also asked it to do a video. Now that took about 10 minutes to generate. It was about how to value the private business. It came up with something that's quite visually helpful, but or visually stimulating. I'll just start it and just show you what we get. So if we hit play, and if you do that. So I'll just stop there. It shows that you can create some incredible graphics. Again, I'm not sure how helpful they will be in a family case. But now I just want to go back and I have a question. So, um, how can we go about valuing company? And so this is partially taking what we have here and partially looking at other information that would come from this being under Google Gemini. And let's say I'm asking it to do that. Valuation, the net asset approach. Okay. Tells us that assets, liabilities. The earnings approach, adjusted personal goodwill and non-arm's length transactions. Well, that's pretty good. Valuation. Um, how can we go about getting a valuation? Tells about getting a valuation. See what happens. See what it says I should do. Getting professional valuations a critical step. Retain the professional valuator. Um, and what the professional evaluator wants to do, this valuation date, the methodology, etc. I'm going to put this is a collaborative case. It's pretty good with not dealing with my poor typing. Can, whoops, can you draft an email to the other lawyer about proceeding to get evaluation. See what it comes up with. Okay, it sets up at Dear Brian, trust us finds you well. Commence. Next essential step is to address the valuation of the major asset Training Solutions Inc. shares. To maintain efficiency and transparency of our collaborative approach, we propose that Brad and Taylor retain a joint single neutral business evaluator to assist in the company's worth. Proposed scope and instructions, evaluation date, the approach to be used, etc. Now, whether I'd send this full thing or edit it down, I don't know, but it even signs it with my name. How can we explain this to our clients at a collaborative orative meeting where the business evaluator tends? So how should we go about explaining that? Um, Note, explaining the valuation of training solutions in a collaborative setting. Note to lawyers, the BV should lead the discussion on methodologies, but the lawyer should frame the context and need for specific adjustments. Good morning, Pat and Taylor. As we move forward in the collaborative process, determining the fair value of training solutions shares is essential. We want to walk through what they are valuing and why their assessment would look different. And it gives the goal and valuation date, the basis, different approaches. Looks pretty close to what you might want to say. So in any event, what I'm trying to show here is that the that we can use Notebooklm in a variety of contexts in terms of analyzing and understanding the case, coming up with alternatives, coming up with emails, coming up with proposals as to how to address issues inside of a collaborative approach. I suspect we could draw up an agreement. Let's try it. I'm going to see what happens. Just saying, draw an agreement to conduct evaluation. Let's see what happens. But it's really quite outstanding. Now, you need your own professional work, your own professional judgment about what the answers are. But this moves things along a lot quicker and a lot more effectively. So again, practical tool with real needs and real assistance that can probably assist you to collaborate more effectively. And I hope you find this of interest.